This is, in a way, is quite a large work, quite spare in its composition. It does that thing of evoking colour field painting in its sheer expanse. Barry was habitually drawn to large expanses of blue water. He liked that. That was a sort of Edenic domain for him. The whole painting feels watery, and that's often the case with Barry's work. Often he used oil paint as though it was watercolour, in very fine, thin glazes one over the other, almost transparent, as though watercolour was being used. It's a feature of his style to keep it watery, to keep it fluid, to impart this sense of impermanence. He worked in North Mayo and he worked in Clare around this time as well. And here, perhaps a little mischievously, points out a link between the two rocky coastlines. There's a little headland here, you might notice, as though he's in Mayo and remembering Clare. There's something else as well, and that is, this is like a bay, and again in his work he does this thing, a division in the middle, not in the middle here, but often he'll divide the painting in the middle, and you're not sure whether that middle portion is uniting it or actually dividing it. And he likes that ambiguity, I think, because it produces a kind of pictorial tension. That's evident here in this oblique way. He liked the landscape, and I think this is him in tune with his American romantic landscape painting persona. As it happens, the North Mayo coastline particularly has a kind of grandeur, an epic grandeur and sweep and scale that can be quite daunting when you're there in the face of the elements. There is a link with the epic quality of the American landscape, the sense of scale and ambition and light. And I think that he identified very much with that throughout his career. He had that quality of making ambitious, incredibly strongly expressed work. Often artists find a scale that suits them and they stick to that. Whereas with Barry, it's very noticeable that he could work very happily on a scale of like about 6 inches square, a little sketch. And those sketches can be really beautiful little paintings. But he could also do 7 or 8 foot paintings without a bother on him. He switched easily between scales, no reduction in quality at all. And sometimes he needed much more elbow room to sort of get to grips with the scale of the landscape he was dealing with.